Hi, it's Ruben Taylor from Business Success Educators here, and super excited today to be talking with Katie Shortland Webb from KTR Creations, who's going to share a little bit more about her journey with us. So, welcome, Katie, and to kick things off, just have a quick introduction and share a little bit about what you do.
Sure. So my name's Katie. I run my design and drafting studio called KTR Creations with my husband, Richard. We design residential properties and connect clients with private builders for the construction side of it.
Good. And so, take us back to when we first started working together. What was some of the problems you were facing, or what did you really want to achieve, and like why you reached out?
Sure. So I think one of the biggest problems that we were facing at the time when I made that call was I felt our business wasn't fully being managed properly. We were running the cabinet making side of our business as well, which I think was creating a lot of extra stress because I was running the design and drafting side and Richard was running the cabinet making side. And the problem that we were finding was the amount of time and stress that Richard was having to encounter running the cabinet making side was having an impact on the design and drafting side as well. I think in our first meeting, we ran some numbers and we determined that the design and drafting side of our business was more profitable. And we're also looking at it saying if we didn't have this other business, then we could fully focus on one side of the business, which was making us money or better money, I should say, and focus on that completely together rather than work trying to do both businesses making okay money. So, and along with that, we also had stresses with staffing and things like that in the cabinet making side. So it wasn't just a money thing, it was having the HR problems that we were getting with that side of the business too. So I think initially that was what we wanted guidance from. And then later on, it came to a point where we just needed someone that was able to give us a non-biased approach to our other business ideas, or making sure that if we're going to take a step this way, it's the right step, or just making sure that what we do moving forward is going to be the best thing for our business.
Yes. And why was it important for you to solve that problem or to move forward? What were you looking to achieve for yourself and for the business?
Yeah, so I think we both felt like we weren't really being very present with the family because we were both so stressed out trying to run both sides. And I was having to do the school drop-offs and the pickups, which meant I only had 5 hours during the day of putting out fires and then going home with the kids and then still having to complete some work. And I wasn't being present with the kids. And I felt like that wasn't very fair on them. So by combining the two businesses and working together, we've been able to create a more of a balanced lifestyle. I can drop the kids off to school, Richard picks them up, then I've got a full 8-9 hour day if I really want to, and focus on the work that I need to get done rather than being all over the place and having a clustered brain. And then we also wanted to make sure that moving forward, we wanted to create a business that was going to give us more back than what we put in. So creating a bit of a passive income. We had no idea where to start when it came to that. Just compiling our thoughts on where we want to actually get to in life in 5-10 years time. Where do we want to be and how do we get there? Putting all those things to practice and just putting it on paper made a huge difference. And it brought Richard and myself together because it meant that we were expressing what we wanted together rather than just thinking in our head and then being lost and not really knowing which direction to go to get where we want to go.
It's excellent. And so, what are the top 3 parts of our program that have had the biggest impact on you and your business?
So I think the biggest ones for us, we really loved the quarterly and the annual meetups. We felt throughout the but the busyness of running the business, you tend to forget where you're trying to get to. And doing those quarterly meetups really make sure that you're still trying to hit your target and brings you back down to what the root causes of what you're really trying to get to, rather than just running blind and then going, oh, we didn't get to our target because we weren't on top of it all the time. So doing those quarterly meetups was very beneficial. And the annual ones is also very good because it gives you that strategy for the rest of the year and your goals throughout that year and what you're trying to get to at the end of the year. So it's nice to look back on that and go, yeah, we did all that, or we missed out on that one, but it brings you back down and it makes you accountable for those things. The other one, we really loved the tools and resources that you provided us. The biggest one I feel that was the most beneficial was the business dashboard.
Yes.
Being able to see what you're doing currently, what your target is, what last year was, and really breaking that down into, okay, we've done heaps better this year or we've done worse. And then you can go, why was that? And then it really just gives you that breakdown of where your business is sitting. So that to me was one of the biggest tools that I will take away from this and continue using.
Yes.
Obviously, everything else in terms of knowing how to deal with staff, how to hire staff, all those resources that you gain from just having that discussion with someone that has that business knowledge. It's really beneficial for someone that may not have had to hire staff before and don't know where to start. So that, again, all of those things, just the knowledge and the resources that you provide is next to none. And the final one would be the monthly calls and making sure that you're keeping on track with your monthly targets, just having those with other people as well that are also in business. They may come up with problems that you may already have a solution for, or vice versa, or you might both have the same problem and you can talk through your difficulties and maybe a solution between you and you come up with amazing ideas.
All right. So what are some of the results that you've achieved? If you just share a little bit more about those.
Sure. So I think the biggest goal that we have achieved, say, if you were to compare us from last financial year, our profit in the 2023-2024 financial year was $11,973, which isn't very much when your revenue is $900,000. We were doing a lot of things during that time, which was reducing that profit, but there was definitely room for improvement. So to compare that to the 2024 and 2025 financial year, we're currently sitting at 271,916. So,
Wow.
and it's still a couple of weeks to go in the financial year. So that's a, 2,170%
Well done.
increase. So that's a huge amount of profit that we can now put back into the business or reward back, give that to our staff, or just growing the business and investments or whatever the case. It just gives you that opportunity to move forward and build the business even more, which is what we're obviously trying to do.
Yes.
Another thing that I feel like we've really done well this last year since being with the program is we've managed to find really great staff. And I would say that all the staff that we have right now are they're all A class. They're efficient at what they do. They want to be here. They're happy. They're really good at they're really fast learners. There's so many good things about them that I can't even explain how we could have even found them without being part of the program, because you can tick off when you're interviewing people, you can really figure out where they are in life, what they want to do, what's their goals. And I think by having that discussion first off, you can really pinpoint the people that are going to be good for your company. So that's something that I've been really proud of.
Yes.
Richard has reduced the amount of time that he works in the business. He helps out a lot more at home, which is a really great result as well. It means that I can come home and the dishes are done, the vacuuming's done, or the dogs have been fed, or the dinner's on the table. It means that when I come home, I can my feet up a little and relax and spend time with the family. So I think that's definitely helped as well.
And so how's that impacted you personally?
Personally, I've definitely noticed my stress levels have gone down. I feel like I have more time for myself. Granted, it's usually at 5 o'clock in the morning when I get up and go for a walk or do some fitness or just relax in bed, whatever. But I do have that extra time where I can contemplate things, set my own personal goals rather than stressing out and figuring out how I can make the business better or how can I reduce my work or anything like that. So I think personally for myself, it's helped me dramatically. Not worrying about money is a really big one.
Fantastic, and well done on those results. I know you've certainly put the work in to get there and definitely experiencing the rewards. So, yeah, well
Yeah.
done. Just finish this sentence. I almost didn't join the program because.
I almost didn't join the program because I was worried about the financial impact it may have had on the business. Looking back at the results, you go, it's a drop in the ocean compared to what we have actually achieved. And I honestly believe that if we hadn't have done the program, we wouldn't be in the position that we are in. It's funny that you look back now and you go, wow, that seemed like a lot of money back then. But at the same time, it's nothing compared to what you will actually gain. I was definitely worried, but I'm so glad that I did push the button and said, let's do it.
All right. So, what's been your favourite part of working with us?
So I loved the fact that you can discuss your business goals, your targets, your achievements, the things that you don't succeed in very much. You can have these open conversations with someone that's unbiased and can actually help you either overturn that loss or give you a high five for getting the results that you had. And it's really hard when you're in business and you have friends and family, you generally don't feel comfortable talking about those things with those people. I think it's nice to know that you can have those discussions and openly and not feel like you're being judged or bragging and things like that, because it's in your head all the time. So
Yes.
if you can't express it, we can't talk about it, you either dwell on it or you're sitting there and smiling, but you're also going, I wish I could share this with somebody. I think that's been the best thing that I've, like most enjoyable part of the process is that we can actually express those feelings.
Yes. Yeah, so important. It can be a lonely ride being in business, and good to have that community and people around you. So, who would you recommend the program to and why?
So I think that the program would be really good for anybody in any stage of their business. Even if you're on your own or if you're on your own and want to expand, you need to have guidance no matter what stage of business you're in. I feel like anyone that is in business can actually take on this program and see that they can succeed with the extra help that they get.
Yes. Excellent. Thank you for your time, Katie. Really great results. Well done again.
Thank
Enjoy
you.
the rest of the week.
Thank you. I will.